Disgusting. what do you mean that you don't have a good impression of me? What 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 do you mean? I have a cat on my lap. How can I have a bad impression when there's a cat sitting on my lap currently? What the heck? Okay, no, that's fine.
Disgusting.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. No, that's fine. This is what I get, I suppose. But hi, hello, how is everyone? Madman Kent Morgan. Thank you for the follow and welcome in. Lumi, I can't draw when you're on my lap. Alistair, hello. Yeah, you threw the cat too. Lumi, are you okay? Did you survive? But hi, hello. The plan today is trapped behind the fun 3-minute ad with no preview. That's okay. We were sitting on starting soon. So it's okay. We love the 3-minute ads. It's just easiest to run them and then just hang out for 3 minutes. Than to have them just randomly happen to everyone all the time. So I don't know. I just work here. But yeah, the plan today is to hopefully get a little bit of work done on a summer piece that I started. But you missed me singing? Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I don't even, I'm so paranoid that I don't even have my microphone as like an option on my starting soon and ending screen. Oh, you couldn't even watch the Oh, that sucks. What the heck? As they say.
Disgusting.
Sorry. Can you tell I have a new toy? I was testing some stuff. And I forgot to get rid of it. So that's all I have right now. Can y'all hear that? Well, actually, no, I know you can, because Saya had a moment earlier.
You could have asked for my
why is he so quiet?
Before forcing me to see something so completely and utterly disgusting.
Speak up, King. Alright, well that one's kaput. That's a good one, though. I need to... Some of those are, on sound alerts themselves. But I need to go and find that clip myself. And, excuse me, can you get out of the way? Lumi, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Lumi, what are you doing? She found the little spot where my tablet usually goes, and okay. Yeah, no, go for it, rat. Anyway, sorry, that new one is apparently kaput. You can't hear it for shit. It's up all the way and everything. Here, let me turn sound alerts all the way up, and then I will play it for you. We'll see if it works.
You could have asked for my consent before forcing me to see something so completely and utterly disgusting.
Okay. Let me turn that back down before someone redeems something that's gonna break my eardrums. Anyway, let me actually, since he's not working, let me disable that. But that's what that one is. We have that one. I'm gonna fix him later. I have to go and find that. I'm getting attacked, by the way. Can I? Okay. It's breaking. Okay, cool. I'm turning that one off for now, though, until it actually makes sound. Can you try? I literally just turned it off. Thank you for dropping in, and thank you for the follow, Kent. I really appreciate it. You go do what you gotta do. Okay, I'm being attacked by my cat. Again. Lumi, please. Do you actually want me to play it again? Here. Actually, no. I'm not gonna fall for that, because I'm gonna turn it up, and someone's gonna play something, and I'm gonna go deaf.
Disgusting.
Anyway. So you all should be afraid of this new power I have. You all should be very afraid. I I now have access to a soundboard on my Stream Deck. And I can fire it at will. I just only have that one thing in there right now. Anyway, y'all ready for boobs jump scare? Afraid of you? Amar, a soundboard. Hello, Windows. I could. Right now, I just have the one. But now that I know how it works. What you believe in? Just so we can all be on the same page, don't worry. This is one of those pieces where we're all like, wow! Wow! Not because it's me, but because it's the character. So don't worry. We're gonna make the character hot. We don't need to think too much into it being my Sona. But yeah. But I'm doing okay. We are gonna try. I designed a bathing suit. Because I never do anything for anything. And I'm like, dude, what's the point of trying to draw if you're not gonna draw your Sona? Oh no, she's hot. I've been slowing down. Hello, Chef. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I moved my water because my cat's being a goblin. Make me stronger. Yeah, so this was the I wanted to do because this was the original one, and I was like, meh, it's not really but this one, because it's based off of this one. If anybody was here for this one, and you remember this outfit, that's what this bathing suit's based off of. You dropped your burrito. Better than a weight. Better than a weight. But yeah, so the like ceremonial whatever is what this bathing suit is based off of. Although there are some parts of it that I might change just because it looks like I don't know. We'll see. But our hope and our goal is to maybe possibly theoretically get somewhere with this today. So that's where we're at. What is this? That's the hair. I also, what if, now, stick with me here. What if instead of the hair going here, our hair went back behind us like this? Would this make more sense? Like if it went around and like this? I don't know. My hair's not that long. Or her hair. Let's keep a little bit of separation of church and state here. As I render my own tits. It's not me. I'm having an identity crisis. I kind of like my little soundboard because this is my current stim. I don't know if it makes more sense, but it's more whimsical. True. I think we'll probably keep it like this for now as we like just try to get things down. And like drawn and planned. And then maybe we'll Also, here's the thing, okay? Keeping in mind that this is Sarah the character and not Sarah the person. She has these great little wings on the side that really help her feel like she's wearing the ceremonial outfit, right? But also, you can't see her butt. Just pointing it out. That's a thing. Devastating.
Disgusting.
Whoa, careful. I also don't know that I like these. I think they looked okay in the concept, but I don't know that I like them on the actual bathing suit in actual practice. These little gold chains. Because it is very much like what was on the ceremonial garb. but I don't know. Like, there's a lot of little bars and chains and everything on this. I don't know. Maybe they're okay. Maybe they're all right. No, okay, I like them. They add a little bit of something. I don't know what, but they add a little something. Anyway, I it doesn't pan out, can always shift it to a comfy fabric. Yeah. It's just I think the reason it's throwing me off is because it's so different than like other things that she's usually in. Only because I don't have any like other than the sketch of the design, like the outfit design, I don't have any I don't have anything with this. I've not done anything other with this other than this one drawing. So it's like hard for me to look at it and go like, yeah, that's her outfit. I do think it works. I think once we get the colors and everything down, it'll be okay. Now, the real challenge is gonna be not washing everything out. I feel like I almost need to, I need to change these back. I need these to be white again. The real challenge is just existing. Faces up here. Don't worry. You know, I even technically covered them up more. Really, they should be far more on display. We'll see when we get into the line stuff. I'm gonna take the sketch out. And then I want this whole thing to be white. Why am I using my mouse? Maybe I don't want the whole thing to be white. I can be mature. This is a celestial creature, high art. Yeah, this is like, yeah. Yeah. It's a celestial being. Or whatever they say. What is even my... I don't even remember what the fuck my about me is. Celestial being of ardor and light. I figured it out. We're fine. Hey, man. I mean, like, what does ardor mean? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Good enough for me. Tongue behind my teeth. Always keep your word. So, if I were to take ardor, I hardly know her.
Disgusting.
Okay, sorry. A little faster. What if I took it and went... Suddenly, this cut and dry routine. Her hair's so damn long, Jesus. Feel the company. Never good enough for me. I mean... That's crazy work. It actually needs to go way higher up. Thought you promised me the world. We could do that. I don't know. Plot twist, she puts her hair in a bun for this one. Just like a big ol' A big old loose. What am I drawing with? A little faster. What if just a big. We bring back the the old little double buns. Kidding. If there was ever a time to wear your hair in a ponytail, it's when you're going to the pool. We are waiting once again. I'm conflicted. We'll figure it out later down the road. Can he be arsed? You know what I'm saying? Yep, that was English. Trust. Creeping down the corner. Whoa. Don't feel safe. Is the music loud enough? I feel like it's quiet. I don't know. Is that my breathing gets faster, and so does my heartbeat. It's all a dream. It was a dream, boy. I created a monster in my head, nowhere to go. I don't even know which beast to tackle first. I guess probably the face, huh? Hell inside my brain, nowhere to go. Out of my own nightmare. I can't. Yep.
Disgusting.
Okay. I need to remove that ability. Me from myself. I created a monster within my head, nowhere to go. I'm out on my own. I created a monster. We could do okay. Should we do a wink? Are we feeling like an anime wink? Ground, only I knew how to fly. I convinced myself my time to die. Wow, I didn't warm up my voice at all. Aw, shucks, the wink. Yeah, monster. I feel like the wink has a bit more whimsy. Or do we just closed eyes the whole, like, just... You know? There's a certain amount of, like, how much does she realize that she's being, you know? Inside my brain, nowhere to go, out on my own. Wake me from my nightmare. I can't draw eyelashes, but it's fine. Wake me from my nightmare. I need to learn how to draw women. I guess this means I need to draw more women. Aw, shucks. What a shame. Just in time for Pride Month. Twitch did not tell me you were live yesterday? Oh, no, Twitch. Yeah. It was a shorter stream, but yeah. Damn. Okay, I'm plotting and scheming. Thought you had one job. Yeah, they don't do it very well sometimes. 'Cause I know you're lost when I run away to the same back roads and my mistake. No, don't draw more women, right? You know, I had a thought the other day. I was like, what if I drew, you know, my vampire and vampire hunter? What if I drew gender bent versions of them? And then I got nervous because they would be very hot. I feel nothing towards them, but if I gender bent them, I might be in danger. Oh, it's giving you errors with messages and point bonuses? Damn. Damn, Twitch, get your shit together. One day when galaxies collide. I'm doing the thing where I fuck it up. I haven't decided. Is this a winking face? On my will just to run alone. This is that. This is that. Take us home. That's true. But I feel like, you know, if it's my own OCs, I feel like it's a little less, I don't know. It's a little more within my wheelhouse of it's my right as their creator. Oh, yeah, yeah. Biblically accurate angel. Shut up. Shut. Disgusting. I should not make my stims a button press away. It's dangerous. I haven't decided what I want to do. Can you tell? I can attach whatever I want to them. It's true. I mean, like, here, hold on. Flow in your afternoon, I'll bring you home. What is maybe not that one. I'll follow you, even if I die. Where is he? Now just imagine with me, if you will. Them, but lesbians. I mean, I'm just saying. Them, but lesbians. Where's the, You know, I did like a doodle. Oh, yeah. This one. Them, but lesbians. It's one of those things where I'm like, I wouldn't do that necessarily. Like, it's like, okay, you might be thinking, okay, well, then just make them girls in the story. It's like, well, okay, I could, but I don't know. I'm too far along now. But it would also change some of the stuff that happens. Just had the most random thoughts. You mentioned bringing back the double buns. Yeah. I'm really struggling. Was it inspired by Lumi? No. It is cute though. It's a cute coincidence. And I actually was gonna have her in more art because we matched. She was gonna be like one of the she was gonna be like before the stewards were like canon, I was just gonna have Lumi. Yeah, it was more of a I actually wonder, do I have hold on. Hold. No, that's not right. Where the what? Oh yeah. Ooh. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Someday I'll die, but not tonight. Hold on. Light up the sky. Ba ba be ba bit up ba ba da. This was my first concept planning on what kind of design I wanted for her. And then I like did colored in versions, just like those mock-ups. She's still very cute. Still think she's very cute. But it's definitely not as me, you know? I do miss all the piercings though. It's kind of crazy how many piercings I was gonna fit. This one never saw the light of day. But this one came back. But yeah, then you could see all my little notes that I made because I did a bunch of different designs and then I came back the next day and like wrote the pros and cons of them all. Like like one of the big problems with the other one was the fact that you couldn't see the wings as well. It got very cluttered. Oh, here she is. It's her. Wow. 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 There she is. That's crazy. I do miss it sometimes. I miss her as a like character and as a design, but I don't miss being her, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like when I separated out into like person versus character, I'm like, oh, like she's sweet, she's cute, she's definitely still part of Seraphic as a character, still part of her lore. She looked like that at one point. But I feel infinitely more like comfy in myself in this design. Well, it comes to the new one by now. It does, yeah. She's very different. I think this sketch, oh, not that one. Hold on. Older, light the fuse and burn it up. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I think this sketch alone is what single-handed, because this was the first like official sketch I did of the new design. I think it single-handedly changed my outlook like on everything. I like me as because if we look at it as just a character again, it's like, okay, she's fun. Like she's cute, whatever. Like she's also not even bad as far as like VTube designs go. But if we go based on my personality and my character, for whatever reason, this one just seems so much more like me. I don't know. I don't know. We're doing show and tell. Can you tell I don't want to do my work? We're yapping. All is lost again. Oh, wait. Do you remember? I don't know if anybody remembers when I did this sketch. It's not my best work. She looks a little scuffed back there, but look at them. Oh. Oh. I should draw them together more. Also, I know I never finished doing any of the I never finished anything ever. Not even my sentences or my thoughts and feelings. What the fuck am I trying to say, girl? Spit it out. I never finalized designs for Reverie and Lakuna because I'm not a creature designer. Although I was thinking that what we'll probably do is I might design human versions of them, like them in human form, and that'll help me really narrow down which aspects of them I like, and then I can take that and apply it to a creature because they can change shape. Like, you know, it's like I can give them their, like, this is kind of what they tend to look like, just so that they're recognizable if they were to appear in things. But I don't have like finalized versions of them. Whoa. Who remembers this? I don't even remember my Suika model. I do like this outfit. This was a fun blend. I should bring that outfit back. Look at all my outfits I never use. Girl. This is more the burning one, so to speak. The old one, yeah. So the old one was like, my point about Reverie and Lakuna is that the old one is very Reverie coded, and the new one is very Lakuna coded. This was the first time, fun fact, this was the first time I ever posted anything with the new design in it. This was a New Year's post back when I was still using the black and white model. Because I had only been live, or I'd been streaming for like maybe 2 months, or maybe, I think it was, I started in September, and then by October I had a new design, but then I didn't debut it until that next July. It's not pre-fall, it's like immediately post-fall. It's, so, pre-fall, it's like, I could do concepts of it, but I struggle to come up with like a original form design because the whole point is that it's like abstract and biblically accurate and can't be perceived. Like the whole reason they cover themselves up is because, you know, or at least as far as like my mythology and lore goes, it's like they can't be perceived properly. So like immediately post fall, she looks like the old design. And it was more of like, there's like 2 stages, which again, this is one of those things where if I had my song out, it would make more sense. But one of the things I like about my song that I'm working on is it's really sung from the point of view of the stewards, or not from the point of view, but the whole, like most of it, except for the main chorus. The main chorus is from Sarah's perspective, like she's the one singing it, it's in first person, but the rest of it is the stewards kind of speaking to her. Which, you know what, I wonder, do I just have, here, hold on, I bet you I have the lyrics and I'll just read you a couple of them, it makes more sense. So there's 2 stages to the fall. but essentially she couldn't stay. Oh, that's just the first verse. Significant hint. So yeah, it's like when she first fell, she was still, I don't know, it was more like a necessity. She didn't really have like it was like either fall or die, essentially. Either fall or cease to exist. Um so here, I'm just gonna walk you through the first verse. Right? So it's unholy rapture, efface, erase, endure. So she gets like poisoned, essentially, is a good way to say it. Yeah, so she the thing with the veil is that it's very it is very much the space between reality. It is like the buffer zone to protect reality from the ethereal. Um and certain levels of the end, like the heavenly choir, can pass through it. Like the closer you are to human, the more your brain is equipped to pass through that veil into reality. But the closer you are to heaven and quote unquote God, the less equipped you are to handle that. That's why there's different tiers of like, that's why you've got like your angels, and then you've got like your principalities and your thrones and dominion, and like all these different members of the heavenly choir are at different levels throughout it. And the closer you are to like the top, to God, your brain literally does not process things the same way. So essentially what happens to her is she gets too close. She starts poking her nose in things, and her brain gets altered. Like she essentially mind break, right? So it's an easy, it's not what happens. It's not a canon way to think about it, but an easiest way to think about it is that she got like poisoned. If you think of it like a poison, and it's like the same way that like, so Superman has superpowers because of the sun, it's like, okay, if you take him away from the sun and there's kryptonite there, right? It's like, okay, kryptonite, and it's that same sort of idea where now the place she used to be is her kryptonite because she got exposed to this yellow sun. Which I'm butchering Superman's lore, but you can think of it like that, where now it is too much for her brain. She can no longer process the place she used to be. Yeah. A life now tearing at the seams. Your voice no longer rings out in the choir, a stranger's cry. Yeah, okay. So essentially, she can no longer even communicate with the others in her tier of the heavenly choir. Her brain has literally been like altered in it. The longer she stays there, the more like mind break, reality bend nonsense is going on. Yeah, so take the leap now, Dove. There's nowhere else to go. So she's got two options currently before her. Yeah, she can either stay and hope that that her mind will eventually go back to the way it was, like, okay, maybe if I stay here long enough and I brave it out and tough it out, maybe I can go back to the way things were. And by doing so, ignore the warning signs my body is giving me, that I'm literally unraveling at the seams. Or I can step into the veil and relieve myself of this pain. The thing with the veil is that she could theoretically cross into it, and there is a world in which she could then try to go back, like sort of commit to one, let her brain change, let it settle a bit, and then try to switch it back, as opposed to living in this little middle ground. but essentially, so she, yeah, so because Icarus denied the flames, we hear warnings in his name. If it's what it takes to stay on high, will you burn your wings to fly? So the idea of Icarus comes into play twice in two very different ways in her story. The first being the negative connotations of it, of like, you are ignoring the warning signs and you will crash and burn if you don't get out of here. And hopefully if we keep in mind that the whole thing is a metaphor for mental health. Anyway, she so she has to like take this leap and go into the veil. Because also, here's the thing. Here's the thing with seraphs. Seraphim are the burning ones. Their whole thing is that they burn away like impurities and like make divine and stuff like that, right? They yeah, I forget the exact term for it, but their whole thing is like searing, purging fire. So her body's like, all right, well, we're in impurity now. So her literal like chemical makeup essentially is like trying to burn itself alive. So if she can't just commit, then she's gonna die. However, there's quite a few metaphors in this. Yeah, so the main chorus that I reference a lot is if I fall, lose it all, burning. When the feathers melt away, what's left to remain? So she essentially has to commit and fall and let herself be changed or die. So the first time it happens is the yes, Sarah 316. So the first time it happens is this you know, this kind of design. And there's like things to be found, like there's metaphors to be found, and like sure, like she's still maintaining some element of like regality, or but that falls more into the realm of like metaphors for like human perception and human life than it does into like her actual lore as like a seraph, if that makes sense. It's kind of the design versus what actually happens starts to like diverge onto two metaphors. It's sort of doing a little bit of everything. But then I actually don't, hold on. I'm gonna freeze for a second. Fairy tales are not found. Hold on. I just need to. I'm trying to copy and paste the lyrics for myself because I have them on my phone. We will take the odds against us and run it till we run from home. Hold. Anyway, can you tell I don't want to work on my stuff? Anyway. And then, so that's the first phase, right? Is just, so, okay, if we start, I mentioned this as a metaphor. Skyla, hello! It's more like a form we can understand than what it actually is. Yeah, it's, like, the veil is, like, the space between all reality. Like, space between and within. So she... Hold on. I gotta bring up another picture. There are these, rivers of realities, like streams of reality and stuff that the stewards are responsible for managing. Where is my stuff? You can see them in my my old stuff. Here, hold on. So if you remember this background that was for a while, there's these things that are like these rivers of streams of reality. The stewards kind of manage them, and you can see that they're running through like everything, you know? Those are sort of like they're like information channels of like all different realities and the flows of time and all. Yeah, it's very so the stewards are responsible for, you know, managing those, making sure things are flowing nicely, nothing's getting tangled or corrupted in a way it shouldn't, you know, that sort of thing. And so that's kind of like how it's also kind of a pun. It's also kind of a pun because Sarah watches people or watches the human world through the veil is an in between, but not to be confused with purgatory. Correct. It's not like heaven, hell, purgatory. It's like, you know how people always are like, oh, I'm not touching you because our molecules don't actually touch each other. If like reality was molecules, the veil is that space in between because the molecules can't actually touch. You know what I'm saying? Boop. So it's also though what protects and manages it. So in the case of like the seraphs and the heavenly choir and all the angels, the hierarchy of angels, it sort of it's like a layer of protection to keep the divine from interfering with reality, like as far as like just the divinity, not like that the divine are gonna maliciously, you know, but just like if divinity was radiation. But it is also kind of it's also a sort of a tongue-in-cheek pun because the idea is that you can reach Sarah in the veil through the streams. So that's also kind of a little tongue-in-cheek pun. It's not the reason why that they're this way, but it is kind of a funny little a little we communicate with each other through these streams of reality. Anyway, so yeah, so these things sort of are how like these are these information channels. So when Sarah is literally like undergoing a metamorphosis, when her body is literally purging itself of impurity and trying to become something new, it just takes information from these information channels and sort of applies it to her perception of herself and creates something more human. Which is why it's like, oh, she's lost her wings. It's more of like metaphorical, like, you know, but also she doesn't have them physically anymore. Like that wasn't a, it's, yeah. So it's like, she's still a divine being. So in theory, she could access that. She could summon those aspects of her back. But she's sort of going through a, it's one of the reasons why, so this is sort of, and again, everything I'm saying is technically subject to change. I just feel like I'm getting excited. Sorry, I never talk about my lore. I'm getting giddy and gooberish. But the one of the things, so obviously we have, okay, why is she called Seraphic? Okay, because as a internet personality, it's a play on words, it's Serafiction, there's a million reasons why as the person, me, Sarah, I picked the name Seraphic. But she goes by that. Hey, Zays, long time no see. She goes by that in her reality too. And it's actually because of so in the Heavenly Choir, they didn't communicate like humans. They had a different process. They didn't really have names because they didn't need names, we are talking a little bit of lore. We're rambling a little bit about lore here and there. They didn't have names because they didn't communicate like that. They just were connected in their brains. They didn't need to call anyone by name because you would immediately know who they were talking about, like that sort of thing. So she doesn't have a name. The only reason
mental instability,
yeah, maybe,
perhaps.
Maybe the only reason angels have names is so that humans could call them something, sort of, at least as far as like, again, in the mythology of, in the context of the lore. I'm not talking the actual Bible. But so she doesn't have a name. She ends up in the Vale, and the stewards are like, ah, shit, okay. Hello. And they clock her immediately. They know what she is. They're like, oh, okay, you're a seraph. You must be a seraphim. Like, we deal with the heavenly choir all the time. We got to get the angels pass through here, when they get sent down. Back in the day, when they would be sent down to give messages to the shepherds and shit, they had to pass through the veil. Sort of like a decontamination. Not really, but kind of. You can think of it like a decontamination zone. To make sure that things aren't bleeding through. But she's like, no. So in her mind, she's like, I have failed. I am no longer, like, in her mind, she's essentially like lost her sense of identity. She's no longer, she doesn't believe that she is herself anymore. She's like, I'm like, are you kidding me? I've lost everything that I'm supposed to be, everything I was meant to be. I ruined everything. And now there's nothing. Like, what am I even supposed to do? What's even the point of being here? Like, I got here, cool. Now I'm not burning alive, I guess, but everything is still wrong. None of this feels right. She's like, no, I can't be a seraph anymore. Surely I'm not. Like, are you kidding me? Like, look at this. Like, it's like if you were, it's like the same thing of like people being like, oh, like I'm not that person anymore, because they feel like in their brains they have like failed that sense of identity, So it's not that she's like, no, I don't identify with that anymore. Like, she kind of, but she's more so thinking like the idealized version of this perfect seraph, that she's like, well, I failed, so I don't deserve to be called a seraphim anymore. Like, seraphim are the highest level of the angelic like hierarchy. She's like, I was supposed to be divine and the closest to God, and I have failed. So she's like, nobody kicked her out, but she had to fall, and so she's like, no, I'm not. And essentially it's again a little bit like, okay, but the idea of the word seraphic is possessing the qualities of a seraph, like whether that's like so essentially Reverie's like, I don't know, you seem pretty seraphic to me. Got the 4 archangels. No, there's hold on. Hierarchy of angels. And also it depends on which again, like, it's because this isn't there's it depends on who you ask and which sort of thing, but I'm talking like mythological. So there's 9 according to some, like some you sort of get, there's like 9 different kinds of angels in the heavenly choir. But at the top, yeah, okay, so according to St. John the Evangelist, I don't know. Anyway, according to this site that I found, for example, at the top of the hierarchy is the seraph, ethereal beings with 6 wings, often depicted as radiant figures wreathed in flames. Their name is derived from the Hebrew word meaning to burn. They perpetually surround the throne of the Almighty, singing of his boundless holiness. This serves as a testament to their unwavering devotion and the depths of divine love they embody. So they are, according to this random wiki article, but just as an example, like, that's why divine or celestial being of ardor and light, that's like a seraph is to burn. It's burning like a purging, searing divine love and that sort of thing. But the archangels are actually in the third layer. So they are, so essentially, if an angel can talk to a human, they're probably in the lower tier as far as like closeness to humans go. Like archangels are like messengers. The angels and archangels are like messengers. But so the closer to humans they are, the more like humans they are. The closer to heaven they are, the more like not human they are. But anyway, so she gets essentially told that she's, I mean, like, they're basically like, all right, well, like, what can I call you? And she's like, I don't have a name. I don't know. Like, I don't even deserve to be called anything. And they're like, I don't know. Okay, you seem pretty seraphic to me. But whatever. So they just call her Sarah. Okay, actually, they call her, like, they don't really call her. They just are kind of like the ward. They essentially refer to her as their ward. Because also, I mean, like, the stewards aren't human. They have a more humanized concept of some things. But they're still not human. They're sort of like a mixing pot of all different realities and stuff. So I was surprised seraphic was an actual term. True. But anyway, so like she kind of starts to go by Sarah. But anyway, so there's a second layer, right? So we're still in this first layer. Which if we remember that her whole story is also kind of a metaphor for mental health, you can think of it as her first fall, quote unquote, is when you get bad enough that you can't deny it anymore. When you get to a point where you can't, like, you are at that breaking point where you're like, either I get help now or bad things are gonna happen, to put it on Twitch. You know, like, not necessarily in so many words, but, or like not necessarily to that extreme in every case, but just sort of that, like, sort of when you're at that point where other people are like, dude, please, like, go get help. Like, that sort of like, this is we have to acknowledge what's happening. And sort of that vulnerability of opening up to all those things you've been trying to ignore and trying to hide, and being stripped down to that base level, where you're like, all right, now I have to live with this imperfect reality and accept the fact that all these things are happening, which means you're then able to, like, you know, climb back up. But so essentially her first fall is that, like, pulling back of the curtain and being unable to deny it any longer. Like, she has to change, something has to change. It was like her programming broke. Yeah, so essentially, like, she was a little too interested. So it's one of those things, right, where it's like the same way that sometimes with mental things, it's like you're born with these things. Like, ADHD is something you're, like, born with, but it gets worse over time depending on circumstances and stuff like that. You know, it's like you might be born with a different amount of chemicals in your brain, like, you know. So she not necessarily was born with these issues, was destined to fall or anything so poetic. It was more so like she was interested, she got too close. You know, she went down the tears and so she may have been predisposed to this quote unquote malfunction. Um which, there's a poetic meaning to be found on, was she created to fall? Was this her purpose the whole time? But I think having it be more open-ended and not defined is more meaningful, at least in the idea of if we're looking at it through the lens of like mental health and the metaphor of mental health. I think the fact that it just kind of happened and we don't know if she was born that way, if she did it, was it circumstances, was it a traumatic event? Like, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that something changed, she was getting worse, and she had to make a choice. And she couldn't ignore it any longer, so she made the choice to like acknowledge that everything was wrong and she couldn't power through this anymore. Well, that's kind of where we get into, because right now she's like, okay, everything's wrong as far as like this version of her still goes, right? She's like, okay, I see now, I understand what's wrong with me. I get it now. Here's everything that's wrong with me. My chemical, like, she was like, the fact that her own fire, as a burning one, her own fire was like, we got to burn this away. Like, something's wrong. We got to get rid of this. So she's like, okay, cool. We've fallen. We're out of that situation. I'm now able to take a step back and try to process what's happening. So she's now in the state of like, imagine like, okay, I got diagnosed with this thing, if again, playing off of or not playing off of, but if we look at it through the lens of mental health, it's a similar thing of like, okay, I just got diagnosed with all these issues that explain everything. That should make me feel better, right? And it does in a way, but it also is it's a terrifying reality to be presented with. And now you're like, okay, here's the game plan. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to get rid of the problem. Because that's what a seraph does. They burn away, they are, you know what I'm saying? So her brain is like, all right, I just got to hang out here until I'm better again, until I fix myself and everything goes back to the way that it was and I can go back up. That's not how that works. Hello, Duke. So if we then were to look at the second set of things, so Reverie, the point of the Stewards, and again, all of the elements of her story have like, this is their metaphor, this is what they represent, and then they can also be characters that are inconsistent and do whatever they want. Like, there's the very like not surface level, but the bird's eye view, just looking at metaphors, and then there's the deeper layer of like, here's the story, if this were like a written out thing, But the Stewards, Reverie represents that like first fall, that first stage of like, okay, our eyes have been opened to this. Let's analyze what's happening. I guess it depends on what's left after it's burned away, right? So if we remember the lyrics, her whole thing is, if I fall and lose it all, burning, when the feathers melt away, what's left to remain? Feels weird seeing old art, right? We're going down the lore rabbit hole. Yeah, so she recognizes this burn that's occurring, and a part of her worries that there won't be anything left. She doesn't have a sense of identity outside of her role. Yeah, when I fall, will I see the stars, or will the flames consume it all and leave me in the dark? So that's right. It's like, what is left to remain? Like, what else is there? So reverie is that first sort of like, reverie is that state, that point of time in which you have come to terms with the fact that, oh, yep, okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeet me while I'm talking about mental health. That's fine. No, that's okay.
Disgusting.
Um, reverie is that point in which you can't ignore what's happening anymore. Hello, Fodor. Reverie is that first little blanket you fall into. The lyrics are more straightforward. They are straightforward as far as her lore, but what I like about the lyrics is that they're telling her story, but they are also, if you would then look at them in the context of the metaphor, because again, her story is a metaphor for all these things I'm talking about, but she herself is not actually experiencing, like, it's not like she's actually like, oh, I've got depression, guess I should fall and then change this. It's more metaphorical than that. 6 minutes of ads instead of 3. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. So I do it. The lyrics are very straightforward in explaining what's happening to her in the story, but they're where you find the metaphor. But then Leikuna comes into the picture. Leikuna is kind of already in the picture, but you know, there's that span of time in which you're sort of just learning to adjust to this new, the way that, like, okay, I'm still the me that I always was, but now that I know about these things, now that my outlook has been changed, my perception of reality has been altered, everything is different now. And learning to live with that and getting used to the new truth. Yeah, so Leikuna, though, comes in, and the word, so reverie, everybody kind of knows what a reverie is, you know, like it's a piece, a like, yeah, like I guess peace, but more like I don't know. It's hard to explain off the top of my head, but we kind of all have an idea of what reverie is, like joy, relishment, I guess. I don't know. But it's sort of that first like sigh of relief, that weird dichotomy of my life has been completely altered. Reverie is the yeet currency, correct? That first sigh of relief mixed in with that, like, that sort of dread that everything's different now, but then also feeling like okay because suddenly everything makes sense. That validation. But at Leikuna, it sounds like the word lake, right? Leikuna is more of a missing piece. Leikuna is something is missing. So what Leikuna represents is, now that I have been this hollowed out core, now that everything makes sense now, what's next? And Leikuna's role is she really stokes the fire, which is an important thing for a seraph, right? Leikuna really, really pokes at that like, I don't know if anybody's ever experienced this, but when you have been struggling with mental health for a long time, and then you have a moment of like clarity where you're angry, and there's that sort of spark of like, are you kidding me? Like, I lost so much of my life to this. It's sort of that like anger, that like spark of, no, fuck that. I'm gonna take this back. Like, I'm gonna make this my life again. Like, I'm taking control back. That's what Leikuna represents. Which incites a new burning. Because it is, we're no longer this, like, okay, so I'm getting all over the place, but Lakuna's verse, angry and less angry. Lakuna's verse is so I'm just gonna have to read it. So blood ichor sown and torn, remade, reshaped, reborn, charred remnants, bitter given tithes. Stripped of all before, left hollow, fragile core, a soul left stained upon a scythe. So it's like, okay, we're no longer dying, but now what? It's sort of like, I don't know if you've ever heard about, like, people talk about, like, when someone has been, like, depressed for a really long time, they're like, I don't know who I am without that. And especially for people who it hit them during their formative years, it's like, well, now what? I don't know who I am outside of these struggles. But yeah, it's, yeah, so she has an empty page is proof there's more to write. Blah 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 blah. You cling to shadows lost and can't be found. Ignite the spark and let it burn you to the ground. So Lakuna really takes the, we talked before about the metaphor of Icarus and how the first use of the metaphor is the negativity of it, the ignoring the facts and that causing you to crash and burn. But then Lakuna takes it and spins it, and it's more of the romanticized Icarus, where it's no longer if it's what it takes to stay on high, it's if it's what it takes to reach new skies. Won't you burn your wings to fly? Like, isn't this worth fighting for? Especially when we remember that the fire in this context is specifically Sarah. It is her fire. Yeah, a burning one brings light, and instead of, in Reverie's verse, it was brave your fire. In Lakuna's verse, it's claim your fire. And so she really, or they don't really, they're agender, but you can use whatever. Lakuna really takes it and spins it into Icarus's metaphor is more of like a phoenix metaphor. So, because if we remember what a metanoia is, basically all of this nonsense can be summarized in the terms of a metanoia. That's what her whole story is about. And if we don't remember what a metanoia is, when a foundational pillar is a negative condition and it falls or crumbles, you might wonder how to fill that new void. Yeah, it's so Lakuna is like her name represent, or their name represents that empty spot that is yet to be filled. So this version of Sarah is her rebirth into building something new. She had more control over this design, I guess you could say. She took aspects that she saw throughout the streams of reality. She built something that felt more true to her, more comfortable. And I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, it may never be perfect. It's still not truly her, you know, but I mean, like, also, like, her real form could be a little flame. We don't even know. You know, like, she doesn't really have a physical form outside of the Heavenly Choir. Yeah, the regarding the formative years. Yeah, it's, but yeah, a metanoia in a religious context, because I know metanoia means other things in other contexts, but metanoia, religion, or psychology, I think. Metanoia, psychology. Yeah, so a metanoia in psychology is a process of fundamental psychological transformation, which is often like, it's not enlightenment. It is a complete breaking down of your sense of self and reality, essentially. But yeah, so it's not just like, oh, I have a new outlook. It's like it is the need to completely burn away all that was before and coming out new from it. Um so essentially we were asked, okay, but what now? Like what's the end goal for our hero? That's kind of the thing. We don't know and she doesn't know, and that's kind of the fun of it. One of the things that I like is the so so the original chorus was, if I fall, lose it all, burning, when the feathers melt away, what's left to remain, right? But the last chorus after this rebirth, if you so speak, is, if I fall, lose it all, burning, all I was might melt away, but I still remain. When I fall, I might not see the stars, but I'll paint the sky with light and shimmer in the dark. So it's a little cheesy, a little on the nose, but that's the point. Is that sort of like, fuck it, it doesn't matter, because whatever happens next, we're doing it. And I did it my way. Anyway, tits. Gives the individual the freedom to decide where to take it. True. You came back just in time for tits. But yeah, that's also why this ceremonial outfit is so fun. Because it is something that, it could be bittersweet, but it's also kind of fun to think about, like, oh, like this is like she's reclaiming her divinity. She's like, she denies it so much, like, and also you might have, I play into it sometimes. I'm not like an in-character streamer. Like I like to play into the lore and I'll say certain things and do certain things. But y'all know that at the end of the day, I'm not like, I'm not, I don't have the self-awareness and mental strength to be in character during streams. I think it's really cool when people can do that and they just have a character that they're like playing as the whole time. But she constantly denies you're not actually a fallen angel. Well, no, and if you were listening to the last 45 minutes of stream, Blue, hi Blue. But I also will play into like, she's constantly like, oh well, I'm not technically a seraph anymore. I'm not technically a seraph anymore. I'm not technically. I'm cramping. Oh, I'm sorry. I kiss you better. I was cramping real bad yesterday. It was awful. But that's more of her, like, her denying of it all is more of like a coping mechanism, and that sort of sense of failure that I mentioned before. So there's a certain power that I think is fun in the idea that she will eventually get to a point where she's okay being this super like bastardized version of what she once was, and like sort of owns that and is like, fuck it, I'm still me. Like that doesn't change the fact that this is who I am. So I don't know. It's fun. There's a lot of, and again, everything I've said, it's like this has sort of kind of been the story, but it's all still malleable and could change, and you know how it is. I forgot about this background. It's kind of fun. Anybody remember when I used this? I do like my current layout and everything, but duh. But yeah. Cute. I remember you drawing it. The boasting of its creation. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Oh, that's still my stream banner, isn't it? Anyway, I got a lot of shit. Rightfully so. Thank you. I worked really hard on that. Anyway, yeah. The jewelry is a lot of fun, but it's just not feasible on a lot of these things. I really want to eventually try to make this on a model, but I will have to rig this entire headpiece myself. Like, are you kidding me? Also, that's more than 6 wings, but whatever, it's fine. Nobody really cares. Anyway, bathing suits, right? Could you tell I really didn't want to draw? It'd be pretty cool. It would be. I guess I technically would only, because I already have these, I already rigged my wings. I would just have to, what I would probably do is make this just like the ones that cover the eyes. They would probably be like translucent. And then this would probably just be like it would just be attached to the head. It wouldn't really need much rigging other than, I guess the eyes would be kind of complicated to make it, well, maybe not complicated, but it'd need to look like it was turning. Which this isn't a serif thing, by the way. That's not a, but nobody questions it. You know what was borderline nightmare fuel was rigging these wings. I tell you what, you can't really tell, but they have like a clipping thing. Thrown? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's thrown. But if we if we want to think about it, technically it doesn't really matter because the idea is that, you know, she's taken everything from these streams of reality and is creating, like, she's like a Mod Podge mishmash of everything. But anyway, how do I draw? God, that was Yap Central, and I bet none of it made any sense. Hello, Nanny-O. How are you? At your wake. Okay, do we want to do eyes closed or eyes open? Nothing different? Alright.
Disgusting.
I'm okay, thanks, and you? I'm alright. I just yapped for like an hour about nonsense, but it's fine. Uh-huh. I can't draw, but that's okay. Do we like the closed eyes? Made enough sense. You know what? Works for me. If her eyes are closed, there won't be anything purple on her. You can't take purple away from her. You like my cough drop I'm messing with?
Disgusting.
Sorry, that's the only button I have. This stream is a bust. Bust? There it is. Did it work? Hello? Hello? Uh-oh, is it doing that thing where it, like, lags so far behind that I can't
Bust.
tell? Oh my god. Oh no. It's doing that thing. Like it did that one time where I couldn't tell where anything was gonna happen and people would redeem it. And they would redeem a metal fucking pipe and I couldn't figure out what it was coming. I'm so sad about the, stage fright. No. I need to, wow. Anyway. I'm really sad that my, you kind of asked for my consent before making me see something so completely and utterly disgusting. I feel like that's gonna be a nice one once I get it actually able to be heard. I'm not gonna leave you here. When I change screens on my phone, the Twitch preview is you playing Power Wash. Power Wash? Are you sure it's not Water Park? I've not played Power Wash in a hot minute. I've not played Power Wash with this model. It's 100% Power Wash. That's actually insane. Those don't even exist on Twitch anymore. Those aren't even on Twitch anymore. No. That's fascinating. 25 stream streak. Jesus, Nanio. Thank you. That's crazy. Revolution. Oh. Hey, that one came along a little faster. You know what I should do? So you know how I have my new favorite little...
Disgusting.
Yeah, I've got that now, just at... Because I was testing it. Yours is the blue gremlin sketch. What do you guys mean when you, like, switch? Are you just... What? Like, is it the... What? I'm so confused. But I was gonna say, now I can jump scare you guys back. I can make my own jump scare. When you change apps on your phone. Yeah? Oh. Oh. I don't like that. That's, like, actually crazy. Hey, that's what I just said in the song. That's crazy, though, because those VODs aren't even on Twitch anymore, so I don't even know where they're, like, pulling that from. Revolution. Whatever. I see blue, but it's actually your channel. I mean... Man. Yeah, it's enough of that song. Ow. Ow. I did it in tune. In time, not in tune. Can't really crunch in tune. No, I just gotta get you on the game. She looks far too innocent. I have never looked innocent or pretty in my life.
Disgusting.
That's what I'm gonna do whenever y'all piss me off. Right somewhere another pretty angels. Sing the lines, child, and smack back out the wonder that you see. It's gonna be really weird rendering my own tits. Kidding, they're not mine. They're hers. I can't decide. Sorry. Sorry. Uh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You know what? Don't even worry about it. Is that what I want? This is what I want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Sorry. Actually, no, I'm not. Fuck you. Sorry. Change my mind. I'm sorry again. No, I don't know anymore. I thought I had it under control. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not working. You wanted it to be picture perfect. Wow, I lost my voice after yapping. Wanna let it go. Okay, but what if one of the eyes was open? Wanting to date.
Disgusting.
You want both open? What heck? What is heck? Separation of church and state, okay? I mean, we could... How can I gremlinify this? There you go. Is that what you want? Sarah the person. Sarah the character. Yeah, no, it's a great expression on Sarah the character. But... Actually, wait. Do I have my, Y'all want to get jump scared by Bald again? Bald! Bald! God damn it. So natural, but a woman she's clothing is more than a warning. I wanted to, yeah, okay. No, I don't draw her eyes the same way ever. I don't draw her the same way ever. Ever. Yeah, she's got pretty... Oh, you know what I'm always forgetting? I do put the little wingies on her eyes. One day, you will pay, you will pay. So we want to try eyes open. I feel like she has to have a somewhat innocent... If we don't have her, like, innocently smiling in this picture, it takes on a whole new vibe. Just saying. Hey, I mean... What do I mean? I mean, if she... Listen. Don't worry about it. All the wrongs you did to me. Essentially, depending on her expression, this goes from innocent pool fun to very provocative. The burning one will have a whole new meaning. I'm fine. I'm in control of my fire now. Sort of. Kind of. Maybe. Shut up. I can't draw. I don't see it. What? It being provocative depending on her expression? Now, is that a challenge? Give her the throne headdress for the pool? Okay, wait. Let's do this in like a... We can like block shit out. Actually, I'm gonna use... Wait, I want to use... Wait. Watch it burn. Don't need to draw eggs. I just call my name. Eggs. Sunglasses cheat code. I just feel like wearing sunglasses with all of this would be really weird. And unfortunately, I would still need to draw the eyes. And she's also technically not at the beach. She's technically still in the Vale. Let's go to the beach, Nicki Minaj. I'm just making shit up now. How can I make this? How can I draw? Hey. Keep it. And away from the down. Let's go back to innocent. Fuck it. So do we want her eyes slightly open? Wonder when the consequences of waking up at 5 a.m. are gonna hit? Ah. Well, there you go. Yikes. Oh, I see. Or we could do one. Because if we want to do like a little winky wink, we could. I copied the wrong thing. Not under control. Okay, here's the thing. Sorry, I'm a little like distracted. Gonna walk around and look dizzy. Good luck, King. The page, look back at what you want to feel. Same, I bet your mind has changed. I don't used to do this. I'm falling through the hourglass and I'm gone. Oh God. Oh my God. And that's just how it goes. Now you don't gonna make it back. Um, you know, when I said let's do eyes open, I didn't realize that I am incapable of art. Oh. Big. You tell me if you will listen. I think open looks better. See, I just can't draw. Oh, you. just feel like, I mean, I don't. Take me away. Oh, how I adore you. You. Ah. Maybe. Ah, bah, 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 bah. Sorry, that's my panic sound. Never wake up without an O. The pain of you. Sorry. Ah!
Disgusting.
I'm gonna burn. This is why I don't draw for anything other than gay OCs. Which I guess this technically is a gay OC. So never mind. Ghosts. I like how I talked nonstop for like 45 minutes and now it's just awkward silence all the time. Burn it. We just go anime. Bro. Sugar, we're going down swinging. Burn, 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 burn. I have no idea. I can't. Check mark. Just put your tongue out. That. There you go. Give her the, yeah. Fucking bullet. I feel like the eyes are still just not working for me. Excuse me. If you feel so used up, let down, ripped off, so stepped on, only one refusing to go through. I forgot the words. Fuck. Disgusting. I'm trying to find a reference because I have no. I don't have a brain. I didn't find one. I just got bored looking. Wouldn't there be a nose there? I don't know how noses work. There'd probably be a nose somewhere. Hello, Windows. I always loved your little emotes. Who knows, really?
Disgusting.
Oh, used up, so let down. I want to burn it. The emotes are just always so cute. She just looks too innocent. What if we made her stick her tongue out? I can't draw a tongue. What am I doing? You stick her tongue out at you. Let's say I get around. Now that's interesting. Don't do that. Put your tongue away. Put your tongue away, you freak. Fucking freak. I can work a miracle. I'm doing that thing where I care too much. It's just the sketch, dude. She looks sad. Why is she sad? Who Who hurt her? The sun. She doesn't realize she's about to get so sunburned. I'm stretching. Oh, well, yes. No, no, most I can be. Put your fifth element in me. I work a miracle. Trying to decide what to do. I guess now I need to make it real. Now she needs to exist for real. What's this? Nothing. Delete it. Goodbye. Oh, my Thurman. Okay, so here's the thing. Although, that's kind of fun, actually. Tomorrow's dreams are not what they seem. Like, I don't mind this expression. Actually, I kind of like that expression. It's almost like I did it okay the first time, and I just needed to leave it be. Or am I calling myself? You know, I don't know. I changed my mind, though. City where you turn the tide. Okay, so I don't want to do line art. Oh, my fireman, bury me till I confess. But I guess I should, huh? Bold! Bold! Me like an oath. Okay, so I need to. Oh god. Okay, hold on. Uh-oh. So how do I want to do this? I think I'm just gonna cry, and we'll say that that's good. I want to try something else. Times I've... Yep, I missed the words up. That's okay. Whoa. Massive. Like, do I want to try this pen? No, not really. Oh, that's actually not bad. No cry. Because if you cry, then I'll cry. No one will ever change this animal I am become. I mean, don't mess with perfection. If I like this, I should use it, right? I don't ever know where to start. What I should do, copy, paste. I'm going to take you. I'm going to do a little bit of erasing. Just so I can understand what's happening. You know, realistically, this is supposed to be a lot more open. I'm just saying. Like, I'm not trying to, like... I'm not trying to, like, do nothing, like, crazy, but, like, theoretically, based on the drawing, this is supposed to be a lot more open. Somebody help me through this nightmare. You know, it's a good thing this isn't a model. It's just a drawing. Because if it was a Twitch model, or hold on, where are your, ma'am? No, we're still good. I had to think about it. Oh, we're good. There you are. So what if you can see? We're just gonna... It's okay. And then I kind of want to put the necklace on her. Why not? You shouldn't swim in jewelry, I don't think, but... But I do love her little star. She doesn't have it on the other one, but... She has it on, her actual design. I like her little star. Do 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 do. She doesn't really have any of the wing belt motif, though. Actually, no. I mean, I guess that's what this is. This is like a hint to the wing belt, because this is also a hint to the wing belt. But, like... Whatever. Can he be arsed? Anyway. Let's do some erasing, so that it's at least a little easier to perceive. That's a lot of boob. I think that's just me drawing it wrong, though. I don't think there's actually that... Well, maybe, actually. Maybe. It's fine. You know what? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Know what I'm saying? But her butt is gone now. No butt. That's probably actually for the best. Why do you want me to live and die? Living a lie. Oh, wait. And justify my life. Okay, hold on. Now I need to go bonk, bonk, bonk. Because this is technically like a shear. Matter to you. Holy. Holy. Holy what? Live and die, living a lie. It's at least a little easier to see. Okay, and then back up to 100. Oh, my hand. I mean, it's not my hand. It's her hand. I shouldn't go. Now, yet again, I have done this thing where technically this is all covered. But give me a reason. That's not connected. Whatever. Suspension of disbelief or whatever. Okay. Where the fuckers? There's your hair. I need you to actually be white. Because everything is just too much to look at right now. Although, oh god. Maybe, can I make your wings a different color actually? I've changed my mind. I can't tell what's happening. Come here, please. Thank you. There you go. Although I need you to be in a layer. And you could be a linear burn layer. And you guys can just be normal. Be normal. Why can't you just be normal for once? I do like whenever I draw, I get to make her wings so much more fluffy. Floof. I was gonna say... Never mind. Some thoughts should be inside thoughts. If anybody knows anything about birds... I was gonna say, if anybody knows anything specifically about petting birds' wings. Never mind. It would made it would yep, good job. It would have made more sense if she was like if this hand was like I don't know, on the wing, but whatever. When you look into the past, night stand, one night stand. Oh, I missed the note. I was trying to be meme, but I missed the note. Don't cry, it tastes like you, sweetheart. The hair's still not quite what I want, but bold. Okay. I only think in the form of crunching numbers. Okay, I should at the very least finish my sentence. Get you out of those clothes. Getting you into the moon. Whoa. Realistically, I'm not gonna be able to do line art. I'm not a line art girly. But maybe just this once, for the sake of Booba. If you get copyright for a part you sing yourself, that would be a compliment. What are we doing just this once? Line art. All the memories taste like you, be sweeter. Although I actually wonder, does this pen work with a raster layer? Oh, yeah, kind of. I only think in... Oh, wow, yeah, it does. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, no, it works pretty freaking frackin' well. All right. I just don't know where to start. I guess the boobs. Okay, no, just hold on. I just can't process what I'm looking at is my problem. That's why I don't ever do anything. Ever, really. Cover your eyes! It's okay, there's no tits. There's no boobs. I mean, there's no... You know? I'm like trapped. I'm stuck. I should, you know what I should do actually? I wonder, I never do it this way. But hear me out. What if hold on. Hold. Now, hold on, just hold on. No boobs? There's it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not a king. I just finished a big painting project. Just picked a limb and started there. Yeah, I'm curious about I don't know, I want to try being a little chaotic. Like, I never do like painting. And I don't know that I'm going to start now, to be honest, to be fair and real and true. But mm, if they were all the same color, for one. Welcome to the masquerade. Uh, yeah. I don't know about this one, Chief. Her hair, not cutting it. Not really working. Not really doing anything for me. Everybody crying despair, I erased the mouth again. I never do line art. It's like not a thing that I can think of in my process. That's a big old spinning fish. Okay, wait, hold. Just hold. I feel numb. Trust the process. Bye, CJ. Horrifying. Yeah, I know. Trust the process. Smile isn't reaching her eyes. I'm gonna McLose it. She's gonna stick out her tongue. Hey, hold on. What even is this? Oh. Don't make freaking lose it. Okay, I'll try. Wee 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 wee. Wee wee wah 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 wee wah boo wah. Wasted away. That days. See, my problem though is that if I do too much in the lines, I won't be able to like paint it. But I guess that's why this is. We're gonna do. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a more refined sketch, so that when I go to do the line art, there's actually something to like use. Thank you for the hydrate. I've been playing some jams. This is my memory lane. Never do. Good job. Nailed it. How do I simplify this locate? Oh wait, why is it cute with the tail? Oh wait, that's like, kind of cute. Nine. The gingerness does sort of lend itself to foxtail, doesn't it? They're so cute. Yeah, the most floof I've got is when I floofify my wings. But you can't really pet that floof without implications. Anyway. Those are wings. Yeah. Yeah. Those would be so hard to animate, but it'd be fun to use, not to animate. kind of like an axolotl. No, it's me. It's a seraph. Oh, that's not me anymore. They just look better when they're a little fluffy and sloppy in these pictures. I can leave this world tonight. Okay, hold on. Life is what I need. Too many people stepping over me. Only thing that's been on my mind. The one thing I need before I die is a little of the good life. Good life. I might save that for render stuff. Although actually, wouldn't it be most of the time people do it like over there? Right? Or I guess I should do it like in this corner. Really know who I am. It's time for me to take a stand. I know that anything could be the last. I just be making up melodies. Oh. This is turning into a karaoke stream again, as always. Good time. Hold on, hold on. I always wanted it this way. Hold up, hold up. I always wanted it this way. Answer it this way. Always wanted it this way. Actually, cute. Cute. I got cuteness aggression. I shouldn't be lazy and order food tonight, should I? Hey, I'm making food for my family, so you have to make food too. That's how that works. Is a little of the good life. I missed every note on the way down. Time. That sounds gay. That's a good thing, coward. Pride Month is right around the corner, King. Fingers in the parking lot. Here we go. Oh, also I missed one. You been making your own breakfast and lunches? That's so exciting. I've been trying to make myself like actually make breakfast as opposed to just like eating nothing. It will take to make this finally like the face okay enough. I mean, there's still problems with it, like the jaw is a little weird, but I don't hate it anymore. Set me free. No money wrong. Touch. Hidden fingers in the parking lot. I know is what it did take to make this. Now, do I want to include the eyes, or do I just want to have it be the metal that was in the original design? I guess I can decide that when I'm coloring it. That's the sound when the rockets. 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 I don't really know how to draw. Hmm. Pain and suffering. Oh, gob. Oh, God.
Disgusting.
It takes the bite out of the self-deprecation whenever I use the sound thing for that. It doesn't upset me anymore. Oh, I appreciate it. I just la 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 loo la ba loo. You know what I'm saying? What you know about the la ba loo ba la ba loo ba la? Because then there would be these thingies on it. I don't know how I feel. It's this. This is the problem. Right or wrong. Bah. Maybe we don't have the eyes on it. Or maybe I just wait until something makes more sense later down the road. I'm sure something will click eventually. This scuffed ass throw it at the wall until something sticks is why I'm too afraid to ever do commissions. I'll be like, I don't know. I can't guarantee you. I cannot guarantee you anything. What is this? Oh, the other option for the hair. Actually, can I? Bold. Bold! Guarantee. Put her in reverse, Terry. Whoa. Tits. You know, I should set up tits. Like the Twitch integrated. Wait. What? You know, tits. Switch integrated throwing system. How would this work? I guess it would be like... Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was, perceiving in practice. Chat loves tits. I would have to figure out what you can throw at me, though. No, it would be cover. Well, would it? Well, would it? Sorry. No one knows it. It would more likely be like down here, wouldn't it? It'd be like that. Would it? No. It would be like bricks, water bottles, hearts, a bear. Yeah, okay. Share another day with me. Yeah, I wonder. You could throw a blue plushie at me. And black roses. 10 black roses. I don't know. I don't know anything about anything. She has no thoughts, head empty. The only thing in her head is
Disgusting.
on repeat. I can't believe I set that up just to see if I knew how it worked. And I just left it. Theoretically, that means I could have a whole bunch of button push sounds, but nobody cares. This isn't working. I don't like it. Start over. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not starting over. Fuck that. And black roses. And black roses. You know, I have a solution. I just need to make her tits so big you can't see the side. That's actually not how physics works, but sure would solve some problems. Why are her tits so big? Well, actually, it's a skill issue. How many times have I take a drink of water every time I say yep, okay. You know what I was gonna say. Tits are not the solution to everything. What? Next, you're gonna tell me that loving women can't single-handedly cure depression. I mean, like, it's a little. I don't mean. I'm like, I'm not trying to reveal her. I just am like, realistically, this kind of bathing suit would just sort of be like, it's like putting a bag over it. And also, if the goal is to post this on Twitter, I suppose I should make it. I really should show off the boobs, huh? It's over and done. Your Honor, God told me to do it. It's crazy. Like a tidal wave. Like a victory at a stadium. More like that. You make me feel. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about tits going on while I'm listening to something that's technically Christian rock. You make me feel invincible. Almost missed the plot! You know, I might actually have to... We're obviously not getting to the coloring today. But I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll color it still on stream. But I was thinking about it. I was like, I might actually have to render these off stream. Not that it's gonna, like, be super crazy. Like, it's not gonna... Like, it's still just a bathing suit. But I feel like being that zoomed in and that detailed on the skin for that long, I'm not gonna go crazy because I don't have the skill set to be that crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be a little... Twitch might not know what's happening. Twitch still thinks I'm using an old model playing Power Wash Sim, so there's no telling what they think I'm gonna do. And if I get banned for something, they're never gonna hear my cries for help. I see nothing in your eyes. And the more I see you, less I like. Is it over yet? In my head. A lore explanation on big boobs. Well, her form is kind of based off of the information she got from the streams of reality. So, her tits aren't even actually that big. Like, these aren't actually even that big. Like, come on, man. They're not that big. Listen. If you were to wear this and not get arrested for public indecency, you can't have that big of boobs. These kind of bathing suits suck. Sacrifice yourself. respectably sized bazongas. It's true. My model doesn't even have the big bazongas. Take a breath right out of me. I should be just to make it through. With the death of you. Why doesn't it? You wanna know why my model doesn't? Cause it stresses me out. Also because it makes fun fact actually. She has to wear like compression in a way. If she were to my design is gonna be next to impossible to I mean I would just have to attach the wings to the boobs. But to do that and not get banned because sheer does not count. I could just give her a bra. Technically, like a big old like stylized like obvious bra. Like she's got a bra. But like any under cleavage or side and then obviously nip are illegal. So basically if you're not in a like loose fitting bodysuit, you're fucked on Twitch. An angel. You could just think of it as this is the difference between relaxed and compression. Side boob is bannable? I'm pretty sure it is. People just get away with a lot. Under boob, side boob. Um like it's one of those things where it's like this is okay, but like she would need to it would need to have like a curve around it, or she would need to have a like an obvious like if for a model she would need to have like an obvious like underbit like a bra or something solid covering the assets completely. And also a lot of my like wings and the shirt and all that, it just looked better with smaller tits. Depends on your popularity level too. That too. Fallen angel in the dark, never thought you'd fall so far. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, here's the thing. How much do we want to do we could, you know, like we could, but we're not going to. We're going to be good. Is it morally reprehensible? Never mind. I don't want to know. I prefer to not know. I'm good. I choose ignorance. Reprehensible. Now that it's dead, I live in your head, and I will haunt your fucking dreams. Love you like I did, will treat you like I did. Go wear that scarlet letter, no one will love you like I did. I did. Let's say, and by it I mean, sorry. Let's just say. I was gonna say, is it morally reprehensible to lewd your own Sona when you yourself are not lewd? Yes. Okay. Well, guess I gotta give her a. Never mind. Guess we just gotta, clean shave off the front.
Disgusting.
Oh, no one will love you like I did. I did. Treat you like I did. All right, Twitch. I'm drawing a picture of a fake person. Now, the model is essentially you, that's true. I don't mind, I mean, like, the point of I'm literally drawing her in a bathing suit. I have a separation of church and state. But I think it helps that I'm, like, not in character. If I was, like, in character, I'd be like, all right. Certainly no church involved here. I don't know. I feel like the church is implied. Never mind. I'm sorry. Lord, please don't strike me down.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Alive like a sleeping swan. Your time has come. I need to. Oh. Wait, how does. What have I done? What did I do? The Lord demanded I wear this. Just a reaper. Where the what would the what be? Ads! Run! Run and hide! Okay, we're gonna have to hide the awkward disappearing of the bottoms by giving that thigh some squish. Just don't let it get you in trouble on Twitch. Yeah, that is very, very fair. One last time. From here to eternity. What did I do here? Oh. Huh? Girl, that's not how... Whatever. You know what? Fuck it. Sure. That's how that works. Now... Oh, I fucked it. That's what's happened. No fear. How would this look? How would this bend? This would look... It would go up and around like that. Right? Right? Is that how that would look? I'm too much of a kind person to ever stare at women in bikinis. Hold on. No fear. Also a bit of a coward because technically you could go down. I'm unintentionally censoring myself. Because really you could go down all the way like to here and that's fine. Like some people be wearing bikinis that are like this and I'm over here like I gotta cover the whole damn thing. That's probably fine. And then we'll just do big ol' thigh. I'm kidding. Now I do believe I'm getting the vapors. Well, maybe do something about that. Um. Mayday, mayday, the ship is slowly sinking. Okay, so this isn't gonna work the way I want it to. But that's okay. Because I said so. That's the end of the story. I almost deleted the whole thing. I mean, like, whatever. It's just getting, like... We're just gonna... That's fine. And then there's the thighs. I don't know. How does that work? Whatever. I'll go back from ads. I can feel you out there. Trying to sing of you, make everything okay. We're all one and the same. You take all the pain away. Sing it if I become. Ah, fuck. Don't let me go. Close enough is good when you are. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just because I did use a 3D model for like the pose, but I also didn't. I made the pose myself. So there's like no telling. And then I was just like, I'm just gonna slap some anatomy on him. I don't mind this hair actually. Oh, I stripped her. My bad. Name your layers so you don't get banned on Twitch. Wait, I'm not done. Ah, wait. Hair. Goodbye, hair. Just Genesis 1-3. Whoa. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. My demons. Now we do like we do, and then theoretically there'll be like a little bit of this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, something like this feels fine. It'll be like that. This kind of looks like an angry guy. Anyway, I think she's going insane. I think mayhaps we leave that to render. It's awkwardly quiet as Starset finishes their piece. Yo, Ghost of Love. I love this song. Itty bitty. I am you. You don't see me. Can you feel me closer than close? Does it burn? Will you know what you lost? Are you scared of the dark? Now that you're gone, is it ghost turn left? I hear the chants. Down and dirty, you'll be crawling. I feel like I made one tit bigger than the other. I guess that's pretty normal, actually. Will you run? Normal in it. Yeah. That's why it's impossible to buy bras. Am I right, fellas? Usually the left one, but don't quote me. What? Tell me about it, sister. About to spend 80 bucks on a bra that'll only fit one tit. Living the life. I'm dying. There's been a lot of tit talk today. You've heard of a TED Talk. Now get ready for the tit talk. You've heard of TikTok. That's where the joke should have been. God damn it, you fucked it.
Disgusting.
Kind of the centerpiece. She could have been leaning forward so much further, all right? Listen, it's not my fault if you don't Wear headphones. In the dead of night. I do what? Oh. Well, then I think it's a skill issue. I like to live on the edge. Yeah, you... You know what? You do you. What? What did he say? Delete that?
Disgusting.
No. If anything... I want it to go here. Yeah, I realized I was like, if anybody were to ever walk into this, I would never be able to ever convince them that I'm not a lewd streamer. uh. Take me home. Yeah, a lot of people, you know, it's fine. Like, it could be a lot worse. And for the record, I'm not shaming anyone. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to be holier than thou, even though I'm a divine being. LOL, get it? Anyway. Just for the record, putting that out there. People do what they want to do. It's just not something I'm personally interested and comfortable in. I'm comfortable with. But I swear, sometimes I would never listen to some of these people without headphones because it straight up sounds like I'm watching something else whenever anything happens. It's like when you're playing a video game and you're like, can they stop doing that? It's like climbing in Genshin. You're like, maybe I should stop climbing with this character. You don't have that issue? That's good. Also though, don't know how I feel about being the representing, it's fine. Listen, okay, I've drawn Booba. I've done a cover in Japanese. What else can I... What else is quintessential VTube? I just haven't done a karaoke stream. Fall into your own category. That's the thing. When VTubing first started, it was very much like a genre. But now it's just like a kind of... It's like, do you have a webcam or not? Like, it's so vague now. She moans when doing something difficult. Yeah. Sometimes I'm always like, oh god, I hope people don't think I did that on purpose. Because the nature of it all is that a lot of those are just normal sounds you make. It's not necessarily... But sometimes I'm like, hey. That's why I'm always more likely to just make crazy, insane sounds. Because if you just make a bunch of random sounds whenever anything happens, you're less likely to sound sus out of context. Something she doesn't mean to do. Yeah, it's... Well, it's like moaning and groaning are literally... Like, that's just sounds you make. Like, you ever just stretch And it's like women can't stretch in peace. You've had more YouTubers showing up in your shorts or YouTube recommendations. Yeah, it's because I have the tag. Not a soul during the lore drop. Soon as someone drops off a document, it's, you've heard of TED Talk. This is Tit Talk. No. I said TikTok. I said TikTok. It's infinitely worse. Sorry. We're gonna die. It's just a matter of time. No. I said TikTok. No, worry not, King. I'll own that one. I said TikTok. But then I was mad because I said TED Talk instead of TikTok because Tit Talk. Is anyone tired of me saying this yet? You let out diabolical moans when I stretch. Whoa, wait, hold on. Never mind. You know what I meant. Yeah, no, it's, yeah, it's, that's why I just go for the wee. Don't take love off the table yet. Losing you. Oh, that's too high for me. We are alive. It's just one of those things that I'm like, even if it wasn't sus, some people will just see an anime girl make even the slightest sound, and they're like, she's being lewd. Like, or I'm being a human being. Bam, 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 bam. It looks like it's clipped under her bathing suit. It's actually supposed to go around. It's technically safer. I don't know. I never feel. Never mind. It's a poor taste joke. No. No. I can behave in my workplace, but probably not yours. Another war. Just another family torn. See, I would have like a bunch of like philosophical deep discussions and be very mature and adult about it. And then I'd go, anyway, I'm gonna engorge these tits. And you would never know. Maybe I'll put your stream on for the next old patient I have. You know, I feel like if an old person was like, ah, this is an angel, they would stay alive out of spite. Either that or I would take them to the other side because they would immediately perish of a heart attack. He was gonna save me just in time. I need a hero. Hero. Hold on. I fucked it. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't have to do line art if I just clean up the sketches. I haven't saved all stream. I forgot I was running for the entire lunch hour I was out. It's fine. You know, at least I don't have, like, any, like, crazy, like, lewd toggles or anything. Like, it could be so much worse. You know what I'm saying? It's only just begun. Lewd toggles? I mean, like, you know how I have my, like, outfit changes? There's some people who it's like, they have, like, a base layer that can't be removed, but other than that, you can take off as much as you want. Look for the light that leads you home. Or, like, maybe not lewd toggles. Maybe that's a poor term. But, like, I don't have a lot of the, like, things that, like, a boomer would walk in and be like, what the fuck? Like, they would still be like, why is there an animated what? But it wouldn't be like, why does she have a collar and a cat ears? Which, again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying a boomer might be a little bit more confused. We need to save redeem. That's actually really clever. That's really smart. Why is there an anime girl in the $300,000 German machine? We're just testing its limits. She just lives there. We don't know how she got there. She just showed up one day, and we don't know how to get her to leave. It's a very normal benchmark test. It's fine. Yeah, damn, it is a real shame I ain't got much jiggle physics for you to... for that real expensive computer. My wings move the most out of everything. Turn 'em letting go. The whole world down. How jiggly can the wings get? You're gonna make me pass out. I didn't really move. It stopped tracking. Wait, here we go. Ow. I'm lightheaded. I don't know. They just move the most out of everything else. Because they are literally, their entire movement is attached to my physics.
Disgusting.
It's okay. I don't look any more stupid than you do. At least I have a model. At least my model's the thing looking stupid. In real life, I just looked like I was shaking off a bee's nest. I don't know why I was shaking off a full nest, but I mean, like, it's fine. I could crank the physics all the way up and see what happens, but I'm afraid I'm gonna break the model. You're also, like, not supposed to mess with the physics settings if you're not, like, it's just kind of rude to the person who made the model. Because it can represent their work in a bad light. Don't make me make a whole ass VTuber channel with lords to spite you. I mean... I'm sure you would still end up looking stupid in real life somehow. Oh, I'm kidding. That one felt mean. I don't know why. I didn't mean it, but it still felt mean. I didn't have fun saying that one. No! Damn it. Tamale bagel from the land of yore. You could be a variety streamer and call yourself Everything Bagel. Yeah, anime girl on the internet's being mean to us. I didn't mean to. That wasn't meant to mock. That was. I had a small stroke trying to speak. God, I'm batting 0 right now. Please, I promise I'm not actually an asshole. I just try to return people's energy and then I fail miserably. You just copy shit out of lore. Yeah, good luck with that. No, this is normal. Only because y'all bully me.
Disgusting.
I've never once said anything mean to you. Typical man. You must be misremembering things. Men, am I right? That's crazy. There's only one other thing you could have said that would have made that worse. You just need to smile more. That wasn't what I was thinking of, but that one's also kind of bad. I was thinking more so a way you could have said hormonal differently that yeah, there it is. Must be that time of the month, huh? No, but there's about to be some blood. Oh, secondhand rage. Ugh. Bleh. Sorry. Sorry.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that one was a... 90% of my colleagues are women. I know exactly what not to say. Yeah. I didn't ask to be born with the bits and bob. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Just don't be a typical man, and then there you go. You're good. I tried, but nothing is working. Won't stop. Won't say I've had enough tonight.
Disgusting. 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 Disgusting.
Maybe it was a good idea to leave this thing on my soundboard. I wonder if I play that enough if I can get a... Actually, no, I probably wouldn't. Because it's... Well, actually, maybe. No. Nah. You can't get... You can't get copyrighted off of a single word. I hope. Ah, my pen! Sorry. Yeah, it was the perfect time for me to set that up. Oh, wait, do I still have it? Wait, hold on. I might be able to do something awesome really quick. Um, hold on. Nintendo enters the chat. Fuck! It's a good thing this isn't Nintendo. I'd be fucked. Hold on. If I can get this to work, please tell me I did this. Okay, wait. Hold on. Please work.
Not to mention the sex appeal.
I think there's one more, actually. Hold on. Hold on, there's one more. I forget what this one is. Oh, wait, this one will be good. This one I probably won't use. I actually... Who even is that? It's a character from, Imagine der Shirkish. Hold on. Hey, Twitch. I don't know if I can get in trouble for this on Twitch. But this is a character. No one's saying this. This is a character. This is a character. No one's saying this. No one's saying this. This is from a TV show.
You should die. You should throw a beach party.
Anyway. All right. I was having a conversation with a friend at work the other day, and we got on the topic of the fact that that disgusting became a stim of mine, and I don't know why it suddenly possessed me, but it did. And they were like, you know, you really do give off the energy of that character. I was like, okay, thanks. So I was trying to go through and find other lines from the show that might be fun to make into redeems or something. But yeah. So now I have 3. I have 3 of these things primed and ready to go. One makes me a little nervous to play. That is actually you saying it? No, I wish I could mimic it that well. I just got disgusting.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Disgusting. Hopefully that stim passes soon, because it's getting a little old. Not really. It's actually pretty fun, but it's a little annoying that it came out of nowhere and has possessed me. You'll never be alone. Stars hear the whispers in the dark. What's going to be really great is the fact that the music isn't going to be in the VOD, so if anybody ends up having to watch this VOD for any reason, cough myself, because that's the only way to get clips of anything. It's just going to be awkward silence interrupted by me saying something, or just random, disgusting. Especially the, I played it a few times in the, or I played it once, maybe, I think in the starting soon screen. So it's just gonna be awkward silence in the starting soon, and then disgusting. This isn't doing what I want it to do. Sarah and Silent Bob's. No, spam the undo. Okay. And if I could find a way, I would bring you back tonight. Make you mine. Drink the dust from your eyes. I forgot the words. Let it die. Sorry. I've been looking for a way to bring you back to life. And if I could find a way, I would bring you back tonight. Take the calmness from your eyes. I'm making up notes. Let it die. And you left me. And you didn't know. Where does the wing go? It doesn't cover it. Fuck. I should make that a soundboard. I could find a way, I would bring you back tonight. Take the calmness from your eyes. Let it die. So little clothing is actually surprisingly complicated. Yeah. It's well, it's also like because of like the flow and the form and actually having to like conform to what's happening. All right, Star Set, get your shit together. Because I love hold on. Way too much fabric. Lovers and partners. Throwing something that adds more work than everyone else. I also just like not very fast. I'm just not very like confident in any of it, so. Live a life of crime on the run. Rush to a gun to paint these states green and red. Like, it would be a lot easier if I was actually like, for example, the mask. I think his hair is what makes him complicated, not anything else. More that death would do us part, call our crimes a work of art. Is that too close to the skin? I've never seen crime. If anything, the mask keeps me from it keeps me from having to draw his mouth. We find our mental outlaws fall behind the grind tonight. Left unaware that the old store owner won't go down without a fight. He's got us pinned, baby, I'm a little scared. Alarm, I hear the sirens closing in. He comes close enough to burn the worm, burning this place to the ground, 'cause life. These art streams just turn into karaoke. Life. Lovers and partners, partners in crime. They surrounded. Put your weapons down. Put your weapons down. Ready, men? Stimming chains, boob debates. That's the mark of a good streamer. This is the light the young love died. You'll never took us alive. Till now we haunt you in the dark. Oh boy, but hey, I don't have to do line art because that'll work for line art. God, I've got so much work to do. Oh. You wanna know what's gonna be awful to do? Those and those. I might decide I don't like the chains. Don't be afraid. I think this is gonna be okay. I don't vibe with the chains. Yeah, they're based off of the belt. The idea is that they're holding up the wings. Like the wings are attached to the bar in the back. Duke just wants to see belly. Duke's like...
Not to mention the sex appeal.
Everybody but start stepping out. Holding up something. They're also holding... Yes, they are holding up the... they're holding up... Well, they're holding up the skirt. The skirt is attached to the wings. I mean, maybe I could make them into something else. They don't have to be big old chains, but... But they are on this design. Because they're also making that. But... I think if I made them smaller and thinner, be okay. Oh, hold on. I've got a text message I have to reply to, sorry. But honestly, I'm actually like not hating this as much as I thought I was going to. I think we have a world in which this works. And I might end up doing a version with the wing belt thing and then a version without. We'll just see which one feels better. That's my hair. That's my hair. Her hair, not my hair. But great potential is there is great potential there is here. Yeah, honestly, I was a little worried about it at first. Because I was like, oh god, I don't want to do line art. But I think the sketch being just cleaned up will be okay. Truth now. Ooh.
Disgusting.
I thought about pushing the other one, but then I thought about it and I went, ooh, Twitch might actually think that that's an act of aggression. Far too gone. Yeah. Didn't know it all. If you hit me in the head and then I did the you should, Twitch might actually get mad. December, you're just too cold. I can't use that one. I need to take that one off. It's funny, but it's way too close to like, I don't know, it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous to use that one. You should throw a fucking beach party. You're an act of aggression? You fucking take that back. Wanna know? Also, for the record, I didn't censor that. It's censored in the show. Trying to steal the spotlight. Yeah, no, I actually am getting really excited about this. This might actually come to fruition and be something that I'm okay with. I was gonna see, I think we got a wrap up. She tit slap you? That's crazy, actually. I also just accidentally opened up my own stream just in time to hear tit slap. Oh, shit, you are. Yeah. You know, I always get so scared. Anyway, I'm too scared. It is a reference to a couple streams ago. Yeah, I would whack you. I would turn around way too fast, and you would go flying in ragdoll. I got really close. Every stream we get closer to raiding someone, but then I get scared. So we're not going to. I actually don't. Do I have to end right now? What do I have going on today? Yeah, no, I have to. I have errands and chores to do before I have to do stuff tonight. But yeah, okay, cool. We might do more of this, or we might not. I might keep just working on it off stream. I don't know. We'll see. But today was fun. We actually got a decent amount of work done, even though I yapped nonstop for an hour about non-related things. How goes the art, son? You tell me. We got boobs on screen, king. But we're gonna wrap up. Because I got shit that I probably should do. Sublime. But yeah. So I'll keep working on this, either off stream or on stream or both. Who knows? We might stream tomorrow. I don't know. I don't have any plans to currently, but we might. We'll see. And if not, I will see you hopefully Thursday. Okay, yeah. One more for the road. We'll hit one of each of these.
Disgusting. Not to mention the sex appeal. You should throw a F***ing beach party.
I could play them all at the same time.
Not to mention the
you should
sex
throw a-
appeal. F***ing beach party.
Anyway, okay, bye!